Hey, sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. As I've mentioned in several of my videos, I am working on building a really nice 1978 Topps baseball set. And I was 13 cards away from completing it. So I finally decided to get my butt into gear and try to pick up those final 13 cards, hopefully by the end of the year, so I can complete this project. Well, I've picked up several cards that I need off of those final 13, so I thought I'd do a video here to show off those cards. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show off some really nice 1978 Topps baseball cards toward my complete set. All right, I've picked up 8 of the cards so far out of the final 13 that I need, and the first one here is card number 1 in the set, the Lou Brock Record Breaker. Really nice, nicely centered, very little, if any, ink blotches on it. Really nice corners, you see there. This is exactly the type of card that I was looking for. Here is the back, well centered as well. Nice and clean. This is the types of cards that, again, they're not perfect, but really sharp looking. So that's the first one there, card number 1, the Lou Brock Record Breaker. The next one is the Nolan Ryan Record Breaker. Again, really nicely centered. Yeah, maybe that little corner there may just have a little bit of, it's not perfect. Again, I'm not looking for perfection here, but has really nice overall eye appeal. See if we can get that. There we go. No creases on the card. Just a nice copy. There's the back. Again, really nicely centered. Nice and clean back. No ink marks on it. So there's the Nolan Ryan Record Breaker. Next one, and the reason why I'm chuckling a little bit, it's the Rollie Fingers. Now, this is one of the 2 cards that was the focus of my fairly recent rant video, in which I received some of the cards here and had an issue with the Rollie Fingers. It came damaged in the mail. There's some creases, surface creases right along his cap and face there. It was sent to PWE. I knew the risks, obviously, of cheaper cards being sent PWE and all that stuff. I'm not going to rehash the whole rant video, but found this other copy and very happy with it. This one has no wrinkles. And there is the back, really nice as well. Again, I don't know what some of these would technically grade at. In my mind, I'm looking for maybe 7s or 8s. There may be a technical flaw, maybe a certain corner that, who knows, may get a 6 or something like that. But still, really nice eye appeal card. And some of them that I even passed on, if you notice with some 78s, the registration can be off a little bit, and a lot of the color border, the outside border there, you'll see another color, usually like a yellow, or depending on the color of the border, another color that is sort of overlapped, and you can see like 2 colors on the border, and I pass on those cards. And I saw several Rollie Fingers like that, but this one is a nice solid border around the card. Sometimes you even get it down in the team name, where there's like another color that sort of gives like a little shadow to it, but that's nice and clean there. So that's the Rollie Fingers. The next one is the Fred Lynn. Now this one, the centering isn't perfect, but what I've found, at least to my eye, and again, this is my set, you may think differently, the cards that have the yellow border. So a lot of the Red Sox cards and some other teams have the yellow border. Because it's not as bright and distinct as other colors, in terms of my eye, I don't notice the centering left to right as much. So obviously this isn't perfect. This isn't, close to 50-50, maybe not even, I don't know, 60-40 something, but I'm still happy with this card. A lot of the ones I saw have had ink, marks, roller marks or whatever across his face. This is nice and clean. Centering top to bottom is nice. And check out the back. Really nicely centered back there. Corners are nice. So yeah, this definitely fits my set. Again, it's not perfect, but really nice eye appeal to me. All right, the Fred Lynn. Next one, and these are really hard to find well-centered, the team cards. And check out the Cincinnati Reds. Here we go. The Cincinnati Reds card. This was the last team card that I needed. And man, that is really, really nice. Nice corners. Nice surface. No ink marks. This little black dot. And again, I normally don't point out flaws, but I just want to give you an insight as to when I say I want to look for really nice cards for my set, some of the things that I'm looking at. So you see a small little black dot there inside the R. That is extremely common. I don't know what it is, but for some reason in the printing process, a little speck probably got on the printer roll or whatever. And a lot of the Reds, a lot of them, have that small little black dot there. So I figured I'm not going to let that bother me. So, but here is the back of the card. And again, for these team checklists, these team cards, even the backs are sometimes hard to find well-centered. They're really, really nice and clean. Very, very happy with this Reds team card. All right, the next one is the Dave Winfield. This one gave me a little bit of troubles in terms of the ink blotching because he has a really dark uniform there. So you would find it with the San Diego there that there would be black dots across the San Diego. And also, for some reason, near his face and over here. And sometimes they're really noticeable. But that San Diego there is nice and clean. Again, fairly well centered. Nice corners. Nice back there as well. So very happy with that Dave Winfield card. And two more here. We have the Dave Parker. Love that All-Star Shield. So again, this one, the one corner here, just a little bit of a ding, but hey, it's fine. Well-centered copy, nice and clean, no ink issues. Nice back as well. And with these 78s, at least for me, I can usually pick up on corner issues better on the back because of the brown color to the cardboard. The corner issues really stand out. So you can see there a little bit of white. And yeah, there's maybe a little ding on that corner and that one there. You can see it just a little bit. But yeah, you can see a little bit of white. So, with listings that have really good and clean pictures of the card, you can pick out the little faults, but overall centering is really nice on that. No ink issues. Really like that Dave Parker card. And the last one is the Jim Rice. Again, just like the Fred Lynn, a little bit off center left to right, but with that yellowish border. My main concern, especially with a lot of the Jim Rice cards, was the top to bottom centering, and that's almost spot on. No ink issues. Nice corners. There's the back. Nicely centered as well. So these are the types of cards that I'm looking for, even in commons. These happen to be, a lot of these are Hall of Famers, not all of them, but even with common cards, this is the type of eye appeal that I've been looking for my set. Now, I do want to go and talk about these cards in a little bit more detail in regards to my rant video, and not going into why I did the rant video and things about that, but some of the comments on them. And some of the comments I received were, hey, what do you, especially for the Raleigh Fingers, what do you expect, when you buy a cheap card and pay for cheap shipping? You're going to get cards damaged. Why don't you just go for a, more expensive card, or pay higher shipping? Well, the shipping is the shipping. I'm not, if the buyer only gives me one option for shipping, I'm not going to reach out to them and say, hey, can I pay you $2 or $3 more and put it in a bubble mail? I'm not going to go through all that. It's whatever the seller has for the shipping. And a lot of people were saying, well, you're trying to get the best of both worlds. You're trying to get cards on the cheap and expect them to look really nice. Well, I wanted to let you know what I spent for each one of these cards, including shipping and tax. Now, for all of these cards, every single one of them, if you go on to eBay and look for, ungraded copies, you're going to see cards that, they list as near mint and mint, and, they'll want $20, $30, $40 for this Lou Brock, maybe even more for the Nolan Ryan on the high end, or even Raleigh Fingers. There are a couple comments that said, hey, why don't you just, if you're so concerned about the condition and the grade and so on, why don't you just buy, graded copies and then break them out of the slabs? Well, you're talking, with some of these cards, even if in a 7, $15, $20 when all said and done with shipping and tax and everything, and then to break it out. So I wanted to give you a sense of what I paid all in for each of these cards, and to show that I didn't need to break the bank in buying these, and you can judge for yourself. I think I got some really nice cards. So for this Lou Rock, all in, $5.29. The Nolan Ryan, this was the most expensive one so far, $8.47. Raleigh Fingers. Now, again, this is the second one I had to buy, okay, but this one here, $2.64. And most of these came in, not necessarily PWE, some of them came in, a little bit thicker envelope, no bubble mailers or anything like that, but just a little bit more thicker cardboard mailers, okay? But some of them came PWE. So again, the Raleigh Fingers was $2.64. The Fred Lynn, $3.45. The Reds team card, $4.22. The Dave Parker, I'm sorry, this is the Dave Winfield. The Dave Winfield, $4.22, all in. The Dave Parker, $2.61, all in. And finally, the Jim Rice, $3.44, all in. So, yes, it is possible to not have to pay $15, $20 a card for really nice examples. I didn't have to break the bank for these cards, and I think I got really nice examples for my set. The last thing is, so I have 8 here out of the 13. I have 3 more coming in the mail. I recently picked up, I think they were all buy it nows, but I wanted to do this video here just to show off the 8 that I've picked up. A Willie McCovey, the base, not the record breaker, so that one's coming. The other card that was the subject of my rant video, the Reggie Jackson record breaker, the seller did refund my money. He ended up sending, quote unquote, my card to another person who previously bought another copy that he had. He just mixed up the two cards from the two listings. He apologized. I think he was an honest mistake. I don't think he was intentionally trying to scam me. We had a very good correspondence back and forth through eBay. He refunded my money, and I found another copy. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. And then finally, the Rod Carew. So that would get me now to 11 out of the 13. So the only two cards that I am missing that I hope to be able to pick up by the end of the year are, of course, the two most expensive cards in the set, the Eddie Murray rookie card and the Paul Molitor Alan Trammell combination rookie card. I've looked through the current listings on eBay. Couldn't find one that suited me without, some of them were outrageously priced, which have been ridiculously priced. And even then, they weren't what I was looking for. So the hunt is on. Some of you in the comments on my rant video suggested I check out COMC. I did that as well. Again, maybe an Eddie Murray, but I think I can maybe find a little bit better copy. It was a decent price. It's going to be expensive. Okay. It was a decent price on COMC, but I think I may be able to find another one. So I have two eBay saved searches looking for new listings for the Eddie Murray rookie card and the Molitor Trammell rookie card. So I am down to the last two cards. I have about 2 months to go to try to pick up those last two cards. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be going to any card shows between now and the end of the year. So it's basically looking on eBay and COMC, maybe some other places that I decide to look for. Hopefully something will pop up that meets my eye appeal test, and we'll be able to pick them up. So would like to know what you think about these 8 78 Topps pickups for my set. What do you think about the condition, the price I paid for them, and all that stuff? So with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.